Okay, here we go. We've got our geometry project, and we will create a new game out of this. Okay, when this comes up, set up new leaderboards for this game. Just hit close. You do not need to save any leaderboards, and it makes it harder to delete the game afterwards. So we'll just hit close on that. You can deal with leaderboards later. All right, when it first opens, here we have what scene is this? Main menu event. So not a lot going on in the main menu. You can pretty much leave this as is, but we do want to find the other scene. So let's click our little project settings menu button here, and we're going to go down to level 1 and open this scene. So this is where everything that you're going to mess with happens. We've got a monster here, and then we've got a score, and we've got some life things, and that's the layout here. Okay, let's look at the code. And what are our requirements here? Make the monster able to move up and down. Okay, well, let's look at the controls here. So here's our controls group. You can collapse or expand these, and everything in that is what controls if the monster moves or not. So left key pressed, simulate pressing left for monster. Okay, simple enough. Right key pressed, pressing right. So we want them to be able to also move up and down. What is this? Touch or left mouse button is. Oh, okay, so this gives the option to move it with the mouse or the keyboard. All right, let's add another event just below this one. So I select this event, and then I'm going to go right here, click Add New Event. So we've got a new empty one. So what's the condition we're looking for? When do we want it to move up? Well, if the up arrow is pressed. So let's go Add Condition, and we're looking for keys pressed is the condition. So that's other condition, keyboard. There it is. Any key pressed? No, we only want the specific up key. So up key pressed. I'll start typing it in. But I don't want to just leave it as is. I want to use the one that they're looking for, which is a capitalized up. So I'll choose that. Okay. So now we've got, if the up key is pressed, what do I want to happen? Well, let's look for something that looks like this. So add action. So the action will affect the monster. So I select that, and then something like simulate button push. Where are those? Top-down configuration. Oh, here we go. Simulate up key press. There it is. Okay, and hit all right. That looks like it matches. Then let's do another one here. Add another event. Whoops, that's a comment. Don't want that. Delete. Okay, there's the events. Okay, this time, instead of trying to find it in here, let's try searching for it. So I'll just type in key pressed. There we go. And this time we want down. There's down. Hit OK. And same thing over here, add action, monster, and instead of scrolling through here, let's try simulate, and that'll bring up this thing, simulate down key press. Okay, so in future games, this thing, simulate pressing down, isn't always going to be an option by default. So that is just because, I'll show you here, if you double click on the monster behaviors. So they have already installed some behaviors on this monster, like health, stay on screen, and this one, top-down movement. So if your character has this top-down movement behavior, then you'll be able to simulate pressing up, down, left, right, that kind of thing. But otherwise, those commands will not show up. Okay, now let's preview that, see if that happens. So I press left, press right, press up, press down. It's working. Good job. Okay, next up, what do we need to do? Edit the monster sprite and redraw your own version of the monster. I'm just going to do this super quick, but you can spend much more time on this. So if we select the monster, you can either get to it from here or from here, scene objects, either one. Just double click on that, and then it brings up properties and shows the animations. So he's got two animations. One is called monster idle. So this just plays on a loop. See here how loop is checked. And then you've got another one, monster dead. So if we want to edit this, we'll go here, click edit with Piskel. Little built-in art editing program. So here we've got our different frames, and here we see the animation playing. So really you can you have to edit it one frame at a time. So I'll just try changing the color of this guy. You guys can go crazy with whatever you want to do. Let's say we want to change him to be red. So I'll just choose this red color, and then we could choose the paint bucket tool. Now whatever I click on, it will change that original color, like this yellow, change it to red. See a few pixels that it didn't change, so those must have been slightly different shade of yellow, so they didn't get changed. I don't care about that for now. And then let's say I want this to be a little bit darker red. I can go like that, and there. So looks kind of weird. You could also choose the pencil tool, maybe change the brush size, and then go in there and trace some things. Let's make that bigger. Alright, so whatever you want to do to change how the monster looks, you can do that. Just keep in mind, since this one is animated, you would have to change all of them. Otherwise it looks like this. Or if you don't want to go to that much work, who cares? Just delete it. We don't need it to be animated. I don't care. So we could just do a plain thing. He doesn't have to blink. Alright, so whatever you want to do for that. Let's say we want dark red eyeballs. And then there. Okay. And if you're happy with that, hit save. It will replace everything that was there with your new drawing, and then hit apply. There's your new monster. So have fun with that. Do something that looks cool or funny or whatever you want to do. So there we go. Edit the monster sprite. Change the monster sound effect. Yes. This one is, I think we can all agree, a terrible sound. Let's see, where does the sound effect happen? It's when he touches one of the shapes. So collision with shapes. If shapes in collision with monster, then here it specifies which shape it is, but then below that there's one with no condition, play sound monster. Okay, so that's what plays this sound. Let's see if we can get this to make a sound here, because I'm not hearing it, I don't think. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. So that's that monster sound being played. We want to change that. So if you just select that, click replace or edit with JFXer. Let's do replace, and we'll do no, that's if you've already downloaded a sound. So let's try edit with JFXer. So this is another free program where you can change a new sound. So up here it says overwrite, or we can make a new one. So overwrite means it'll replace that sound. It'll keep the same name, but it'll just change it. Or you can make a new one. Doesn't really matter in this case, but I'll make a new one so that we still have the old one if we want it. we'll call this, no, we won't call it woohoo. We'll call it points. The sound for when he gets points. So we've got some categories here. If I just click on pick up coin, then it generates a sound that could be for pick up coin. If I hit it again, it does a different one. So you can just keep clicking that until you find one you like, and if you want to make changes to it, you can here, but this gets kind of complicated if you don't know what you're doing. So let's just say, let's see, where's play sound? I just want to play it again. I don't see the, need to make the window bigger. There. Okay, good enough. Hit save. And now it will play the sound points when I touch a shape. Hey, much better. Okay, what's next? Add at least one more shape. Okay, this one's a little bit complicated, so let's get started here. We'll go back to this. So we want to add a new shape object. Well, let's look at shape 2 first. If I look at this, and let's go to edit with Piskel. I'm not going to change anything. I just want to see how big this is. So this square is 72 pixels wide, 69 pixels tall. Alright, so we're just going to keep that in mind because we want our new shape to be a similar size to that. So hit cancel, cancel. So I'm going to go new, click this plus button, new object from scratch. You could do something from the asset store if you want. You could add a prop, but I'm just going to draw one. So new object from scratch. It will be a sprite, yes. And what shape don't we have yet? Do we have stars? I don't know. Let's call it a star. And then we will add an animation, which right now is empty. So we'll just create with Piskel. Alright, this is very small. I'm going to choose my brush size to the smallest one. And let's just draw a star shape. Oh wow, yeah. Hashtag winning. And then let's go to the paint bucket and we'll fill it with a different color. How about a purple star? I think this might be purple. There it is. And let's name this star. Okay, hit save. Oh, except guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to set the size. Good thing we can go in and change that, huh? Okay, so there's our star. Let's go back. What was the size on that? 64 by 64. Hey, that's actually pretty close. I think the other one was 70 by 69 or something, so I think this will be close enough. But if you do need to adjust the size of it, you can go here. Probably if you're doing it after you've drawn it, then I would check that box. But we will not worry about that right now. Let's hit apply. Oh, also you can go advanced options, scale it if you needed it to scale by double or something. We will not do that for now. Now if I drag this over, is it about the same? Close enough. Yeah, good. Okay. Now we made a star, and let's see. Repeat for each instance of shapes if shape is in collision with monster. Okay, shape 1, shape 2, shape 3. So we're going to need to add our star shape to all this stuff so that it, you know, creates the little explosion thing and all those things. But look at this. It's using for collision. If shapes is in collision with monster, what the heck is this? Shapes. I don't see anything just called shapes. That's where we go here. Object groups. There's our shapes. So I want to go in here and I want to add my star shape to this group. Okay, apply. Now I've applied it to the group, and what makes them get created? Where does that happen? Spawn objects at the top. Okay. Timer. So at the beginning of the scene, it starts a timer for shape creation. All right. And then here, once that timer gets to 1.3 seconds or greater, then look at that. Among objects shapes, create an object named shape plus, what the heck is this? And what does any of that mean? Alright, this thing, random in range. So what this means is it's going to choose a random number inside this range. So the range is somewhere between 1 and 4. So 1 is the smallest number, 4 is the biggest. But I just created a fifth shape, right? So also I need it to be named this, because right now it's going to choose random 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's say it chooses 2. So it's going to create something named shape plus the number 2. Does such a thing exist? Oh, there it is, shape 2. Okay, so I need my new shape to be named a similar thing. So I'm going to hit rename shape, and it's got to be capital S like all the others. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so this one needs to be shape 5. Okay, now we're ready. So among shapes, create object named shape plus random in range. So we want to include this one I just made. So let's set that to 5 as the maximum. And then position, this is where it's going to place it on the board. So the first is the X coordinate, and then it's going to put it at negative 100y. Alright, then change the angle to a random number between 0 and 360, change the scale to a random number between 0.8 and 1.6, and then start the timer again. So it'll create a new shape every 1.3 seconds. Okay. Let's see if that's working. Oh, it made a star. Yeah. Oh, it's making more stars. So it's choosing them randomly. Happen to choose 3 stars at the beginning, but it is part of the game. Okay. Now notice when I touch the star, nothing happens. The score doesn't go up. Or does it? I don't know. But these ones, it makes little exploding shapes. Okay, the score is going up with the star, but it's not making the little explosion after. So if we want to add that to it, that is right here. So anytime one of those shapes is in collision with monster, then it goes down here and it checks, is it shape 1, is it shape 2, is it shape 3, is it shape 4? We need one for shape 5. I don't want to have to write all this again. Let's just select this block. So I'm not selecting the line itself, I'm selecting the whole block. Choose copy, and then if I right click again, I can choose paste. Now we've got the entire block pasted again, but let's say it is shape 5. Hey, there's my star. Okay. Create object shape 5. I haven't made a shape 5 explosion, have I? And I don't even want to. If you want to figure out how to do that, bonus points for you. I'm not going to do that right now, but at least it will create a explosion of some sort when I do that. Okay. What else? Make sure to add it to the shapes group. Anything else you want to change? I don't want to change anything else, but let's just make sure this works. Okay. Is it going to add an explosion? It'll probably be, oh, it didn't. It didn't. Why not? Let's see if we can get another star here. I want to see what happened with that. Come on, star. Choose a 5. Oh, it's not creating anything. Well, you know why that is? Because we're doing shape 5 here, but it's creating it at the location of shape 4. Duh, you got to change that to also be shape 5. Yep, and right here as well. So this is where it's going to create the little explosion. And change the start size of that to shape 5 width. So all of those should match. Since we have shape 5 on the left, want it all to say shape 5 on the right. This thing we don't have anything called Shape5 Explosion yet, so it's just going to make some squares. Alright, here we go. This better do it. Yes. Oh, it wasn't squares, it's pentagons, but fine by me. Okay, I'll do a separate video for the bonus things, but this should at least get you started.